Hello from me, Lazarus. We continue with the next lesson of the course by Lazarus IDE. Last time we looked components from the dialog bar, and now we move on to the next chapter, additional ribbon components. Now, let me just say, because this one chapter is quite extensive, we will divide it into a few lessons. Additional contains various additional components. We will first look at two of them, BitBtn and TSpeedButton. They are the varieties of T-button, which we have already considered. Here is the tape itself. We start with the TSpeedButton component. This component is an abbreviation, from bitmap button, i.e. a button with an image. It has the properties of the regular button plus one extra property, and we will show this with an example. Actually, I'm not going to show it in yet practical example, and we will look at it here in the PDF file because it's clearer. We open a new empty project with Lazarus IDE. We have the form one such button, one single line field and a multi-line field. It will look like this. Next we select BitBtn1, we go to its properties, and there we change its title to enter. That is, it will not be enter, it will be add, and then we find the glyph property, which serves to add an image. Here it is, opening up to us the following window. So, we click on the load button. And select images from your computer. Images are best to be in PNG format and be small dimensions, approximately 32 by 32 pixels or 16 by 16 pixels. In the Lazarus IDE, as we have already discussed in front lessons, there is a standard library for images from wherever you may be. Choose the appropriate one for your case. By default it is located in the images folder. As on my computer it is k:/Lazarus/images, with you most likely will be in c:/Lazarus/images, depends on where you installed Windows, if you are with this operating system. So after opening the images folder, would like to see other topics in it, arranged thematically. I'm going to select the components folder, and from her I will choose first image, default, and I press the OK button, and this is what happens. The standard library contains many images suitable for buttons, but if you want something different, you can download an image from internet, or to draw yourself. For our program, I will not use this image from the standard library. I will include another image. I have prepared an image in both sizes and I have copied it in our project folder. It represents one such an arrow. I choose it and I press OK, and we see that it appeared on our button, but it's a bit bigger. That's why we can slightly expand the button. We also clear the inscriptions in the text fields, then we click twice on the button and write the following code in the procedure. We will test the program. I will now. I open the example. I have written in it the 4 largest Bulgarian city. I compile and run. Here you see, that's because I don't write anything. If I write, for example, let's say City 1. And click the Add button, so here it is, then City 2, here it is, then, City 3, there it is. You can see that this is the case with every single press of the button. If I leave the same, this is how it goes, and only the top element is visible. Thus, we see that the program works correctly. And there are 2 more interesting ones: properties of this button. Kind and layout. The kind property allows choosing from ready-made standard button with images, but they are few, and layout lets you choose where to be positioned the image relative to the text, top, bottom, left, right. So you might as well do it on top, and below. Here is the property in all 4 variations. So, we continue with the next one. TSpeedButton component. This component is used as a button which contains only an image, but one that eloquently shows what it's all about. We add 2 buttons to the form on the right, and I put one each image in the same way as on the BitBtn 1 button, and we see the following. Now I double-click on each one from these buttons and we create 2 procedures, as the first procedure will be to clear the text fields. Here is the code in it, and on the second, exit from the program. Here is the code in it. Let's try the program, open the project and compile, and I start now. And write City 1 and press the Add button. Then City 2 and press Add. Then City 3 and press Add. Then City 4 and press Add. So if I click here, we see that everything is erased, and by pressing this button, we exited the program. That's it for these components and in this lesson. Best regards.